Hello, everybody. Welcome to Movie Talk, to where I talk about three movies at a time, and these are some pretty good ones. Stick around and let's talk about these movies. Hello, everybody. I am Peter the Book Lover. I like books and I also like movies. And in these videos, this is called Movie Talk, to where I talk about three movies at a time. These are movie recommendations because these are movies that I enjoyed. I don't talk about every movie that I watch because sometimes I watch some movies that I really didn't like that much. Like I watched Lord of Illusions and I really was not impressed with that movie. There are better Clive Barker movies than that one. But I have three good movies, but the last one is an excellent movie. So let's talk about them. But before I get into the movies, I want to thank everybody for being here. I really want to say that I thank you for giving me your time. I really appreciate you giving me your time. And it's wonderful that you are willing to give me your time as I talk about these movies. Hopefully, these are movies that you haven't seen, and then you go check out those movies, and you'll be like, wow, this guy knows what he's talking about. He knows a good movie. I'm not an expert at it, but I've got a pretty good idea what's a good movie and what's not a good movie. But then again, everybody's got their own personal tastes. So let's get into it. Movie number one is from 1983, and it's directed by John Carpenter. And you know who John Carpenter is. He's a fantastic director. He's made a lot of great movies. Halloween is one of my favorites. Also, They Live is one of my favorites. I love Escape from New York. And he also directed this movie. This is Christine. Now, this is based off of a Stephen King novel. And I got to tell you the truth that the Stephen King novel is better than the movie. But still, this is a great movie. This is very good, very good. And what this is about is a nerdy kid that's in high school that's like being picked on all the time that actually finds this car Christine. He sees this car Christine. He wants to own this car, and this car is haunted. And this car has a positive effect on him, but really turns into a negative effect to where it changes him. And this is a car that kind of takes possession of him. And in the end, things aren't good for him. And this is a movie that's got a great finale to it. It's not as good as the book, though. The finale in the book was a little bit better, but at the same time, this has a decent finale. This has a really excellent scene of Christine is chasing people, and she actually becomes on fire. And the special effects of this movie was fantastic. When the car is chasing after somebody on fire was wonderful special effects. Makes me wonder how they did that. And there's a lot of scenes to where the car kind of comes back together, which was really cool. So I really dug that. This is a good movie. Now let me talk about the actors and actresses in this movie. Keith Gordon plays Arnie. He's the main character. He's the guy that gets the car. John Stockwell is Dennis. That's his best friend. Alexandria Paul is Lee. That's a love interest of his. We have Robert Proxy is Darnell. This is a guy that owns the garage he stores Christine at. In the book, his character is a lot more deep. There's a deeper character there. I like the character in the book more than the character of the movie. In the book, I mean, he's not. I don't like him. He's a kind of a bad character, but they really emphasize it more in the book. And of course, we've got Harry Dean Stanton, which is Junkins, which is a police detective investigating the case. And Harry Dean Stanton is in a lot of great movies. He's probably the most well-known actor of this movie. He's been in The Green Mile. He was in the movie Alien. And he's a great actor. He's in a lot of movies, and he does a great performance. I really enjoyed this movie a lot. Although, to tell you the truth, like I said when I started talking about this, is that the book is probably twice as good because there's so much more detail to the book than there is to the movie. But it's pretty cool. You know, I like this a lot, so I recommend it. You know, not my favorite Stephen King movie neither. There's other Stephen King movies that are better than this. But it was still very interesting. Okay, let's get into the second movie. The second movie is from 1986, and this is directed by Fred Dekker. And this is called Night of the Creeps. And this is a story about aliens that actually have this, like, this slug being that they inject into space, and it winds up landing on Earth back in 1958 or something. And then the movie starts off in like the 1950s. One thing that's cool about this movie, it's got a lot of music from American Graffiti. And they're parked, and, you know, there's a axe murderer that's on the loose. And then it cuts to the, oh, cat's coming in. Come on in, kitties. And then it cuts to the 80s, like from 1986. So it cuts to about the year 1986, and there's a prom going on, and they do a prank, and they kind of release a plague on the town, and it's like these slugs that come out, and they turn people into zombie-like characters. And this is another pretty good movie. At the same time, though, you might like this more the first time you see it, and then later on, you might start noticing it's a little cheesy, but at the same time, this is a pretty good movie. So this is a pretty good movie. I liked it. You know, and I'm glad that I got to see this again. I seen this a long time ago, and I really liked it, and I'm glad that I finally got a chance to see it again. Night of the Creeps. Now, before I go on to the next movie, I want to talk about the cast. Jason Lively plays Chris, the main character. This has Tom Atkins in it. He's an actor in a lot of movies, and he always does a great performance. One of my favorite performances in this movie is Tom Atkins. He plays Ray Cameron, a detective that's on the case of this, and he's kind of like the hero of this movie. We've got Jill Whitlow as Cynthia. She's a love interest, very pretty girl. Does a pretty good performance. There's a time where she actually grabs a flamethrower, and she's using the flamethrower, so she's a pretty badass chick. And then we got Steve Marshall plays JC. This guy plays a handicapped person. I don't know if he's really handicapped in life, but he plays a good sidekick to Jason Lively as Chris. And pretty good performances by the characters. The movie is a little slacky, but at the same time, I enjoyed it. You might enjoy it as well. To tell you the truth, this is probably my least favorite of these movies, because Christine and this movie rank them pretty much the same. I really don't rank my movies. I don't give it a certain amount of stars because it's kind of hard to do that. It's like, it's really, I really don't want to give it stars because it's like sometimes I change my opinion on a movie, I just want to go on how I felt about this movie. And like I say, this is a movie that I enjoyed quite a bit. So this is a thumbs up movie, and I recommend it. Now the third movie is my favorite of these three movies, and this is from 1992, and this was directed by Robert Zemeckis. This is Death Becomes Her. Now, Robert Zemeckis has done a lot of great movies as well. He's done Back to the Future. He's done Forrest Gump. He's also done Castaway. And he's a pretty good director. I really enjoy his movies, especially Back to the Future. Back to the Future is one of my favorite movies. I really love that movie a lot. So, what this movie is about is, this is a story about one of them is an actress, and another one's a friend of an actress, and they kind of have a rivalry with each other. And Meryl Streep, which is Madeline Ashton, one of the characters of this movie, actually steals Goldie Hawn's love interest, which is Bruce Willis. And then Goldie Hawn actually loses her grip on life and actually goes into a psych ward. And then she decides she wants to get revenge on Meryl Streep, Madeline Ashton. And they find this potion to give them long life and youth and vitality. And this is just a pretty much, they both take this potion and then they have fights with each other. There's some really great fight scenes in this movie. It's really enjoyable. She shoots her and blows a hole in her stomach, and another person hits her on the head with a shovel and her head goes in. This is a wonderful movie. It's got a lot of great special effects, great performances by Meryl Streep, Goldie Hawn, and Bruce Willis. All three of these people do a great performance. We also have Isabella Rossellini, which is Leslie Von Ruhlman, and she's the one that produces this potion. What's cool about this potion is that it's a pink glowing potion, and it's in a vial that when you put it on a surface, it balances itself. It's pretty cool. And then later on, there's a party. You actually get to see Elvis, James Dean. I believe there's Marilyn Monroe, Jimmy Morrison. So this is a great movie. I mean, it's about, the choice you want to take. If you had the choice to take a potion to live forever, would you take the potion? And it kind of goes over that choice because I don't want to give anything away, but somebody decides to not take the potion, and I think the person that doesn't take the potion is a little bit better off than the people that take the potion. There's two finales in this movie. There's this one finale that's visually stunning, and then there's this very funny ending to this movie. I love both the endings of this movie. This was a great movie. I had a great time watching this. None of these movies. This is my first time of seeing these movies. I've seen all these movies before, and this one was a lot of fun. I was totally engrossed in this movie from beginning to end. Goes the same for all these movies. There's not really boring parts of any of these movies that I'm talking about today. So that's it. Those are the three movies that I'm going to talk about today. I had a lot of fun talking about it. Hopefully that you enjoyed me talking about these movies. If you haven't seen any of these movies, I highly recommend that you check these movies out. These are definitely worth your time. Now, before I go, I want to thank everybody once again for being here. It's really cool that you came by. I'd like to ask you, if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please subscribe to my channel. That would be wonderful if you gave me your subscription. If you like the video, please give me a like. The likes mean a lot to me. And if you watch other YouTubers, the likes mean a lot to them too. So, do not be cheap with your likes. They're free, and we really like it as video creators. And yeah, please leave me comments. Let me know what you think. If you go and check out one of these movies, please come back to this video and let me know what you think of the movie. Good or bad, too. If you actually watch the movie and you disagree with me, I'd like to hear that opinion, too. So that's it. I want to thank you for being here, and I will see you in the next video. I'm Peter the Book Lover, and I will see you next time.